You've probably done trust exercises before, whether in an official context, such as doing trust falls as part of a team building event, or in a less formal context, such as asking your best friend whether you have anything stuck in your teeth before going on your big date. But did you know there are trust exercises you can do with your cat? In this video, we're going to be looking at the 4 simple tests you can use to tell how much your cat actually trusts you. But before we dive in, why not subscribe to our channel and join our feline loving community for more videos about how to care for your kitty? While you're at it, you can ring the notification bell to get instant updates whenever we post new content. Number 1. Hold their head. One of the least intrusive ways to find out if your kitty trusts you is to gently cup their chin in your 2 hands, making sure to avoid squishing their whiskers. If your cat doesn't fully trust you yet, they'll likely back away when you start reaching for their face. If you have their trust, however, then not only will they let you hold them, but they'll probably even enjoy it. Especially if you sweeten the deal by gently brushing one of your fingers against their cheek or scratching them under the chin. You might even find that your furry friend starts butting their head into your hands at cuddle time. What if it didn't work? First, you have to remember that trusting a human is actually a pretty big ask for a lot of cats. We're apex predators, we're much larger than them, and we often behave in ways that they don't understand. In the wild, cats are prey animals, and their skittishness is an evolved survival trait. You also have to consider the mood your cat is in. How would you react if somebody, even somebody you trusted completely, reached out and started grabbing at your face? Maybe if you were relaxing or playing together, you'd be all right. But if you were working or busy doing something else, maybe you'd be a little less tolerant. The same is true for your cat. Although humans like to think of cats as just lazing around all day, your fur baby actually spends a lot of time patrolling their territory, scent marking, and looking out for tasty prey or intruding other cats. With all these tests, it's good to make sure your cat isn't absorbed in some other activity before trying them out. Even if your cat fully trusts you, they won't put up with your nonsense if they've got other stuff to do. Number 2. Touch their belly. Ever enter a room and see your cat immediately flop over onto their back or side, revealing their soft, fluffy belly? You might think they're asking for a tummy rub, but as many a cat parent has learned to their cost, that's not usually the case. Though they seem sweet, most kitties will react badly to having someone unexpectedly try to touch their tummy. Rolling over is their way of letting you know that they trust you not to attack them when they reveal the most vulnerable part of their body. Moving your hand towards them can be taken as a breach of that trust and may result in them batting you away or, if they're really annoyed, using their claws. However, if your cat truly trusts you, then they can be coaxed into accepting and potentially even enjoying a tummy rub. The trick is to wait for a moment when your cat is feeling relaxed, but not playful, and moving your hand slowly and gently. Whatever you do, don't make any sudden movements. Your kitty may mistake it for an attack, or they may mistake your hand for a toy, but either way, it won't turn out well for you. Once you've got your hand on their belly, start off by stroking it gently, moving your hand with the grain of your kitty's fur. If they seem to enjoy it, you can later move on to a more vigorous tummy rub, albeit not as vigorous as one you would give to a dog. Cats are smaller and much less able to stand up to rough treatment than their canine counterparts. What if it didn't work? Some cats just don't like having their tummies touched. There's nothing you can do about it. Other cats may be able to tolerate it after a lot of practice, but will never be truly comfortable. Because humans walk upright and therefore have our torsos facing outward the majority of the time, it can be easy to forget that for animals that walk on 4 legs, the only time their belly is exposed is when they're off their feet, and therefore an easy target for attack. In fights, cats will often target the underside of the other cat, as this is where the vital organs are. This means that having their tummy touched is not only an extremely vulnerable experience for your cat, it's also an unfamiliar one. Your cat swatting you away might be a sign that they don't trust you, but it could just as easily mean that they're uncomfortable with the sensation of hands on their tummy because they're not used to being touched there. Number 3. Touch their nose. Boop. Cats are very smell-oriented creatures and will often greet each other by booping noses to exchange scents. Generally, this involves nose-to-nose contact, but most cats will find nose-to-finger acceptable enough. The trick to booping your kitty's adorable little nose is to be gentle and slow. Going too hard risks not only upsetting your furry friend, but potentially even hurting them. Cats' noses are very sensitive to touch, so it's important to be careful with them. Contact should be short but sweet. Most kitties won't appreciate having their noses rubbed or touched for any length of time. What if it didn't work? Tolerance for nose boops may vary from cat to cat. Some kitties will have more sensitive noses than others. If your cat flinches back when you approach or turns their head away from you, be sure and back off right away. Remember, this is a test of trust. Forcing it on your cat won't make them trust you more and might make them more skittish around you. Other cats may be tolerant of boops in theory, but in practice don't have the patience to let you get close enough. Remember, cats are attracted to small objects that move quickly and randomly through space. This can be a mouse running across the floor, a feather on a string dangling in the air, or if you're not careful, your delicate human finger hovering temptingly in front of their face. Booper beware. Number 4. Grab their tail. The first thing most of us learn about cats when we encounter them as kids is, don't pull that tail. Even the calmest kitty will likely feel pushed to lash out at you with claws if they feel you pulling on their tail. But this means that letting you hold their tail in your hand, so long as you are gentle and don't squeeze or pull, is one of the purest signs of trust a cat can show. Because their tail is behind them, your kitty can't easily fight you off once you've got a grip. As such, letting you get that close in the first place is a sign that they know you well enough to know that you won't take advantage of the situation. What if it didn't work? First of all, you need to remember that your cat's tail is a very sensitive body part. It's connected directly to the spinal cord, and as such a hard tug can cause serious injury. Tail pull injury, for example, is a severe neurological condition that can develop in some cats after having their tails pulled. It's caused by damage to the nerves that stretch from the base of the tail and can lead to your cat having lifelong issues with incontinence, as many of those nerves also control the rectum and bladder. Your cat safeguards their tail for a reason. The tail is also an obvious and easy target for predators, enemy cats, or malicious humans who want to halt a fleeing cat. We recommend not even attempting this test with cats who may have survived past abuse, as the risk of causing distress is too high. There are a couple of other reasons, however, aside from trust, that can cause your cat to object to having their tail held. The tail isn't just a convenient handle for your kitty. It's a useful tool for balance and communication. If your cat wanted to use their tail to communicate something, then they may object to having it held down. The risk of tail pull injury also means that even if you aren't pulling their tail, just holding it in your hand may make it too much of a risk for your cat to get up and move away if they want to. If your cat isn't the type to appreciate being restrained, then they may not appreciate having their tail held. Now you know how much your cat trusts you. Why not find out how much you can trust them? Check out this video to find out what secrets your cat knows about you.